I want to show you the soap, and then I'm going to show you the mold. More of that in a minute. I just walked past the soap randomly, whistling Dixie, and I just wanted to see the consistency of the soap and whatnot. And so I turned it upside down to see the bottom. This is the bottom or the top of the soap, whatever way you want to look at it. This is what it looks like. I used a, what is the name of it? Melt and pour mold. I've had this mold for about 3 years, and I've never much used it. Every now and again, I would use it. That's about as much as I make cold process. But it's really convenient because the bars are already perforated for you. And I will show you the front. I was just looking at it, and it came out of the mold. It's still soft, but it is a great hand feel, a great consistency. Remember, this is the soap we made yesterday, but it is still soft, so I have to be careful because it will crumble along the edges. So I just thought maybe you'd like to cut this soap with me today. In the meanwhile, I decided to give my mold a nice hot bath for tap water, running tap water, and in an instant it was destroyed. So if you guys buy some bars of soap, I can afford to replace this mold. Just regular hot tap water. See, melt and pour is considered a cosmetic, but it is soap. And it is hot for a few minutes, and then it cools quickly and takes the form of whatever mold you put it in. It's great for designs and decorations and things of that nature. You can dress it up, dress it down, do whatever. You can do a lot of things with melt and pour. I don't use melt and pour. After I ordered this mold and noticed that it was kind of flimsy for my purposes, because hot process soap is pretty hot. It's not going to be over 200 degrees a lot of the times because you need to put fragrance and essential oils in it. This here is more an alkaline situation. It will heat up through the gel process, but they should, I don't know if they told me the temperature limit. This was just regular hot water out of my sink. And no, my hot water tank is not turned up. Oh my. It is on a regular setting. And it was so hot it took the form of the sink. So the sides I could have dealt with. This split, it has warped. It has to be thrown away. So let's get to the unveiling. And this little baby here, look at this. I didn't mean to unveil this. It just came out of the mold. So I don't know if its partner soap wants to be unveiled today. I don't know. Uh-oh, I see the seal breaking. The seal between the mold and the product. See, if you see soap being left behind, leave it. Actually, I didn't have to do all of this, all this pushing. I really didn't have to do. I just turned it upside down and it started to do its own thing. I think this is a little bit stuck at the end here. See, this end came out. This end seems to be stuck. And I don't want to force it. I mean, I can put it in the freezer or the refrigerator and it'll be just fine. It's not like I'm going to use it today. So I can only get 4 bars out of this, and it's going to be 4 squares. Oh, and see, yeah, see? That's what happens when you force it. So that one square, I can't use that. I could have just put this in the freezer. And then it would have come out itself. That's what happens in soap making. Sometimes you get, well, it's too late now. So we have this crappy end. That will be my piece. You know, we always get the crappy ends. And that I'll just throw it away. So just looking at it, eyeballing it. Okay, that's the way it looks on the inside. You see that? It's like a piece of cake. So this piece of cake will be for moi, because that's my son. We all get up early here. I'm gonna put that there. And see the rest of it, no damage. So that's for you guys. So these will be for sale. These are beautiful sherbet colors. For $5. These are beautiful sherbet colors. Now you can continue to cut this yourself when you get home. I mean, when you receive the product, you can cut these. Now, remember what we did the last time we weighed the soap? We said the soap has to dry out. And the reason I cut it this way is because this was extra from this particular mold. It was extra from this mold. So those are drawer line 0.3, this particular piece. Nine and 10. So those are going to dry. So there's 3 bars there. This one, the nubby one, will be for me because it's all broken up. So now we're going to cut these. And all I have to do is go down the line. I also have a knife over here that I can use. There. You really can't be too aggressive with soap. That's how I lost the bar. It's this cracked. So 2 of these would be, 1 of those would be mine. 2. It's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. So you know, this is actually pretty soft. And I don't know if I'm going to cut anymore. Because that's one of my things. I end up cutting my soap too soon. And the only way I get some of this soap is if I break it. So it may be subconscious. If it's, you know, major imperfections in the soap, then, you know, I'll get that half a bar. Because you can still see the botanicals. This bar, it reminds me of a bowl of sherbet. It's very ice cream looking. The jewel tone pastel. See, I know you can't really see the sun isn't. I didn't have. Well, the sun is up. Let's see. But I'm going to take photographs of the soap. See, all along this line here, there is some cracking, which indicates that the soap is still a little too soft to cut. So, and this is a trick. Since there is soap still in the mold, just like a dentist can take that paste and build your teeth up when you go to him, I take soap. I saw experienced soaper do this. And while it's still soft, because that's why it's crumbling, because it's too soft to cut, you take it and you build up this side. It's just a cosmetic blemish. But when people are paying for things, they want it to look right. And besides, I wouldn't want to purchase something that had that much damage on it or any damage visible. That's just the way you are. I don't care if you're just paying $5 for it. It's yours. You want it to be right. So do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And just make your soap right. That little bit was just for those who may be on the cusp of soap making, because every year lots of people begin soap making. And then they start looking at the cost. And it's labor intensive. If you look on YouTube at some of the people who went from making soap for friends and family in their kitchens and whatnot to being a full-time operation, I've seen those videos. It is a labor intensive product to make. However, because you love it, you love doing it, it doesn't hurt as bad. It just doesn't. Anything you still like to do, even though it's a chore, it's better. What you need are sales. And a lot of people, they are not choosy about what they rub on their body. And the only reason I care is because of eczema and whatnot. Yeah, for years, I just had to suffer in silence, because it wasn't life-threatening. It was just humiliating and psychologically damaging to have eczema. There were other more important concerns where people had life-threatening illnesses. So, I've never been a stupid child, so I understood the difference. But that doesn't mean the first chance I get, I'm not bailing. Sorry. The only soap that actually did anything for me was Caress. And the formula got changed so many times that, now that I'm an adult, I can make a few decisions for myself. And this is one of them. At the very least of your day, you should be able to enjoy a bath product, a luxury bath product, whether it's a bubble bath or what have you, or luxury soap. Lush sells their soap for $20 a pound. And it's true soap. Not to make any advertisements for them, because sometimes when they have videos on YouTube, they show how they make it, and all I see is a batter. So it may be melting pour or it may be true soap. The batter seemed pretty thin, but I can't speak for them. I just admire them from afar. So with that same principle in mind, except that I'm not vegan, I am from the Midwest. We grow cows here. We grow Angus beef here. So we're not vegan. We appreciate the movement, but we're not vegan. I use lard in my soap. But I do have a 100% coconut oil bar available on my Etsy site. Those soaps are not $5 a bar. You know, I can't turn into Robin Hood over here. It costs me so much money for shipping and just the cost of the product itself. I don't know. Soaping's gotten more expensive in the past few years. So if you want to participate, you have to pay to play. So I have to pass the cost on to my customers because I went to school for journalism. So I'm not a wealthy person over here. However, if I was wealthy, I would make soap for the world and give it away. I'm holding to it. Now, I just wanted you to see this soap, the patterns. And like I said, it smells lovely. Yeah, you got a nice shot of things that were out of shot. And that is it. Because the rest of this soap, as you see, is a little bit too soft to cut. And so I'm going to sit here and prepare my loaf and put it out of the way because I need to. It's not quite 8. And thanks to that soaper who showed me how to repair soap, because this soap is the consistency of clay on the inside. It's hard on the outside, but it's soft on the inside. And this is just soap from inside the other mold. Because the one piece, that will belong to me. That's my soap. The soap maker soap is the soap that doesn't come out quite right. And I use all my soap before I sell it to the public. But I've been making it long enough to know what it does. And before most of it is even cured, I've used it because I have to wash the containers that I used. So, and you can tell, I never make low superfat soaps like Blondie. I never make that. My soaps are never low superfat. But this one just screams sunshine. It does. It has, my cousin's wife told me to call it Fruitopia because it smells like a fruit-filled candy, like a Twister or Jolly Ranchers. And I might. And then just like the potter, just take it and even it up. And then that's it. And as this soap hardens, voila. Right, you know, I just don't believe in selling shoddy work. And this isn't cheating at all. This is soap from the soap mold. I just put it right back onto where it was needed. It's like putty. It's too soft to cut right now. Quite possibly if it didn't have a design or if it was just for me, I would cut it up and sit it down. Because the quicker you cut it, the better it gets. I mean, the quicker it cures. Because all of the water needs to wick out of this. And you can still see the botanicals. That's the other thing I wanted to tell you. You can still see the botanicals in here. So that's pretty cool. Usually the botanicals disappear because I put them in at the beginning of the soaping process. Because to be honest, I like the botanicals in my soap but I really don't want to have petals and lavender bits. And I've tried all of the soaps, all kind of ways. And one woman, she put so many lavender buds on top of her soap. Beautiful creamy white soap with lavender buds. That looked pretty, and I made it. And lavender buds in certain. So the botanicals that you put in your soap, even if it's just for exfoliation or whatever, please be reminded that soap goes all over the body for most people, especially my soap, because it's so good to do so many different things with shaving. And I mean, this is a direct contact soap, soap to skin, because you want to feel that goodness, that texture, that silky feeling on your skin. And I don't use raw silk in my, I haven't gotten up to that level. You guys know about the soap, and now that it's fixed, I have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 bars of soap, 11 bars of Fruitopia. It smells so good. I might call it Fruitopia. You call it whatever you want. It's definitely more than strawberry field, so Fruitopia may be used. But this soap is available in August on Fiverr. In August on Fiverr, this soap will be for sale. Each bar will be for sale for $5. That's why the site is called Fiverr. Everything on there is $5. It's a pretty cool site. And this soap is exclusive to Fiverr. My luxury soaps are available on my Etsy shop, 1966. The link will be available in the description box when this video is aired on YouTube. And you can go to www.hotprocesssoap.blogspot.com if you want to go to the Etsy shop right away. All right, I just wanted to let you know how our soap came out. Yeah. And you guys have a great rest of the day. Good morning.